Namaste, namaskar, everybody. I hope you're having a happy-go-lucky day and life. And I'm doing this video again because the GoPro overheated and shut off. I'm doing it in 4K, keeping it at under 8 minutes. Friendships do die, whether you have a friendship with a family member, a strong friendship with a family member, because family doesn't necessarily mean you're friends. A lot of people have family all over the world. I mean, in whatever place you live in, but you're not really on a friendship basis with some of them, or a lot of them, or probably none of them. But friendships do die, whether it be with a family member or with just a non-family member, someone who's not kinfolk. And you're saying, how can this be? Yeah, it is a reality. Nothing is forever in this material creation, in this material manifestation. Nothing. Everything rises and falls. Everything grows and withers, and friendships do too. So let me know in the comment section below if you have experienced this already, and if so, how did you feel about it? Did you grieve? Did you feel sad? I know I did, until I understood that friendships, just like marriages, love relationships and everything, are not forever. Just like your mom or your dad are not going to be here forever, or your children or you. It depends. So yeah, because why is it that friendships die? Some friendships are very strong at the beginning and for some years, and you get along with each other. You have so many common interests, common likes and topics you talk about passionately with each other. But then as life progresses, time goes on, the clock keeps ticking, some of those interests shift. I used to be a meat eater, as an example. And, it was not a problem when I went out with my friends and we hung out, went to restaurants to eat and everything. I was one of the guys, one of the fellas, one of the friends in the circle of friends here in Colombia, because this is where I became a vegetarian. And it was cool, and I would go to cookouts with them at their country houses, or they would come to my house for a cookout in the country house that I lived in Rio Negro, back in Llano Grande. But once I became a vegetarian, that common interest, shifted big time. And then two of my friends expressed to me the fact that, it's kind of hard to hang out with you because you're a vegetarian, so we forget, and we don't feel right, we don't feel comfortable. I'm like, why are you going to feel uncomfortable? Don't worry about it. I bring my own food. I bring my veggie stuff. But still, they felt uncomfortable. And one or two told me about that. And I'm like, should that really affect the relationship? But it did. And then I gave up drinking maybe 3 years after I became a vegetarian as well. I gave up drinking alcohol, beer, and all that because I just didn't want to anymore. And then my friends, the ones I used to hang out with and party and whatever, and go to their finca to hang out with, one of them or some of them, started saying, "Oh, Eddie, what do we offer you? We got some Coke here, but you don't, or some 7-Up or some Sprite, but you don't drink. So, it's not the same anymore." I'm like, I'm still me. I don't need drinking to feel happy, go lucky, and, jump around like House of Pain. But it was a problem for them. It wasn't a problem for me. And I started feeling sad, kind of dejected that my friends were, drifting away from me. Not me drifting away from them, but at the same time I was drifting away from them because of my shift in interests, in style of life, in the way I saw things. And I started becoming more and more spiritual as well, and they thought I was crazy because they didn't understand it. I was not a religious person, but I started becoming more spiritual. But I mess up when I became very fanatical with the Hare Krishnas, when I joined them. That really hurt, because I was preaching to them when I shouldn't have. But friendships do die, even with some family members. Like I said, I'm having some story about one family member I used to be really close to, and we used to talk a lot. That person used to call me almost every Saturday and Sunday, and we would talk for about 2 hours on the phone while I was doing cleaning, and that person too. But then we started shifting apart because the choices in life, the things we were doing, the way we were going. And today, that person and I We don't see eye to eye on anything basically. And when we meet up because we meet up because of the other family members, it's just hi, how are you, and that's it. And I keep it simple, no hatred. It's just not the same anymore. So some people might stay in the friends for life, lifelong friends category, but not that close anymore. Not that, oh, let's hang out and whatever, let's do this, let's travel together to this place. So friendships do die. So just don't be sad about it. It just happens. We change. We're not the same forever. We change our interests in music, our interest in this. I became more spiritual. Some people become less materialistic. They don't want to be keeping up with the Joneses anymore. I used to be one that used to be keeping up with the Joneses. You know, having a good car, having good paintings at home, good furniture, good clothing, so I could keep being accepted by my friends and everything. But I gave up on that. I don't really care anymore whether they like the fact that I'm wearing an old ass sweater here, Nike, that is not even an original one, or that I'm not keeping up with buying a brand new vehicle every 5 years so I could be called the Mac Daddy, Daddy Mac. Friendships die. They change. And a few do remain the same. Not the same, because nothing remains the same. Everything is transient. Everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent. The only thing that's permanent is that essence we are, that soul, that spirit, that Atma. Like Mahatma Gandhi, you know, the word Atma in Mahatma, great soul. We're all souls, whether you agree to it or not, or see it or not. That's the only thing that doesn't change. And what we are doing is just wearing costumes, these physical bodies for a while, just like when these sweaters and shirts and whatever, until they no longer serve a purpose because they're not good anymore. And so we get rid of them, we throw them away, we shed them, just like we shed these bodies. But that's a story for another day. Friendships do die, just don't cry. And watch out. Here, don't cry, dry your eyes. Here comes your mother with those two little guys. That was a stupid thing we used to say back in the 80s in New York City. I don't know why. It was part of a hip-hop song. Until next time, namaste, namaskar. I hope you have a happy-go-lucky day in life. So, see you soon. Remember, this is on Saturdays. Whenever I find something that I want to talk about and share it with you. That's a messenger. I'm not a preacher. None of that stuff. No guru here. Just simple man, Leonard Skinner style, Eddie.